What's up, guys? My name is Victor, and today I'm going to tell you 7 signs that'll let you know very obviously if your third eye or your 6th chakra is opening. I wrote a more detailed blog article that you can check out below. I always write my blog articles prior to making a video, and you can check that out below. Number 1, experiencing pressure in your skull. Right around here, you'll feel like what seems like a sinus pressure, but it's not. What it actually is your Kundalini energy. And what that is, it's basically your spirit energy. Your spirit energy in most people lies dormant and is around, it kind of hangs out in the base of your spine. And when you meditate on your third eye, and sometimes just spontaneously, it'll start to kind of like come out of its little shell, and it rises up the spine and tries to open up your different chakras. Well, your third eye is your 6th chakra, and therefore, as this energy comes up, if your chakra is not yet open and there's too much energy, it'll kind of like pool in your forehead area and cause what feels like sinus pressure, but it's not. And I experienced this a lot when I was going through my awakening because my third eye opened prematurely, or my Kundalini energy opened way prematurely. So I had all sorts of these like energetic chakra blockages. And the way you can tell the difference between a chakra blockage and then like just actual sinus pressure is if you meditate, you can like move it around. If you really focus like on your belly or like somewhere below your forehead, you can like draw the energy down. And if you can do that, you obviously can't do that to your sinuses. So that's a good indicator right there. 2, you find yourself being naturally drawn to learning about various spiritual topics. There's a lot of things that most human beings are completely unaware of. For example, the fact that they're eternal souls, that they chose to come here and live in a physical body primarily for the purpose of learning. They have soul families. There's aliens up there watching us. There's Illuminati motherfuckers out there trying to control the world. There's a lot of different things that you start to kind of find yourself just kind of like organically interested in. And this information seems to kind of just fall into your lap. And it's exciting and very thrilling as you learn about these new things. I remember when I was waking up, I was really, one of the first things that kind of tied me to all this other information was I started learning about near-death experiences. I found a website, and I was just like amazed at these people's accounts, which I believed because I could just sense the authenticity in the way they were presenting them, and they had these amazing experiences. And that kind of opened up my perspective and then allowed other information to come in. And again, it doesn't have to be in that order, but this is certainly a sign that your third eye is opening and you are awakening. Number 3 is seeing light in your mind's eye, in your third eye area when your eyes are closed. This used to be so distracting for me. I would try to sleep and I was like, really just mesmerized with these lights, because these lights are not, you'll know the different, they're not like boring colors. They're very luminescent and beautiful, like divine luminous colors. Like the typical ones you'll see are white and bluish, purpley, indigo. Those are like the common ones. Although you can see any color. Those are just what I've seen, and that's what I've read about. I know indigo is the color that sort of represents your third eye. So that's something that is, again, another good indicator. Number 4, your ability to read people, to know their truth, becomes really keen and accurate. You get to a point, I've gotten to a point where I can literally just kind of glance at somebody and I can almost like tell them their life story. I can just sum them up. I can feel their energy. I can sense their mood. I can tell how they're feeling, and I can tell if they're a good person or not. They give off a different like vibe, and they just have a different, it's just like these different abilities to perceive things. Your perception just gets better, more accurate. Rather than just going by face value, you're able to sense things. Your intuition, your gut feeling, some people call it, becomes really, really good. You can tell very quickly if someone's bullshitting. You can sense the very subtle glitches that are in people's like verbiage when what they're saying does not match what they're feeling or thinking. It becomes very like more obvious to you. It's pretty cool. It's very valuable. At the same time, it can be kind of challenging because you start to see people who were perhaps part of your life and people who you were very fond of. You do sometimes begin to see them in a different light. And that can be a bit disturbing when you're when you see your mom or your dad or your sister or your wife or, good friends in different lights. You start to read them in a more truthful way. And this can be a good or bad thing depending on how these people actually are and whether they're actually aligned with you or not. Number 5 is random dietary changes. Perhaps you've eaten the same way your entire life, and all of a sudden foods that you've liked very much you start becoming like grossed out by, and at the same time you could find yourself drawn to other foods that you've never eaten previously and yet are just like really exciting to you. You crave them, they taste good. Just go with it. Your body goes through a lot of different changes. Once your third eye opens and you start to awaken spiritually, your body goes through a total metamorphosis, basically. And this can result in drastic changes in all things, but especially with your diet, as your body adjusts to these higher frequency energies that you are kind of allowing to start to flow through you. Number 6 is like a deep longing for more meaning and purpose in all things in relation to your life. You perhaps will start to see that some of your goals might have been kind of like egoic and maybe superficial, like you wanted to get a promotion. And you start to realize, wow, I really wanted that promotion just so I like looked cool and looked successful to my peers. You start longing for a real deep satisfaction in your career, in what you believe your life purpose to be, in your relationships. You just start to, again, become discontented and unsatisfied with mere surface level jobs, relationships, etc. You want something that's going to fulfill you, that's going to make your heart just expand with love. And this is a good thing because you will find that. You will start to seek all that out and you will find that, and therefore your life will be way, way better. Number 7 is the sensation or perception of energy or a tingling, like energy moving up your spine. This is, again, it's your Kundalini. And that's just a name. What is Kundalini? Kundalini is just like a spirit conscious energy that basically orchestrates your spiritual awakening by moving its way from your base chakra, like by your base of your spine, all the way up your Sushama. I'm not sure if that's the way you pronounce it, but it's what they call like the tunnel where this energy passes up your spine. And as it passes up your spine, it sort of like activates all your different chakras. And eventually it comes out your head and you can achieve cosmic consciousness or enlightenment. But again, most of us are in the process of clearing our chakras, clearing our energetic baggage, like residue, essentially. And as a result, you can like feel this energy. It doesn't flow smoothly yet, and as a result, it pools up and gets pocketed, as I mentioned in sign number 1. But you can actually feel this energy moving up and down your spine. I used to feel this ridiculously intensely because, again, my awakening happened very prematurely. It was during a psychedelic mushroom trip, and I had no idea what the fuck I was getting myself into. I had no idea what was happening. As a result, my body was not at all prepared for all this energy that just started kind of like rushing through me. And I would just be sitting there like doing my normal day-to-day activities, and I would feel this energy start to kind of well up and start to like want to make its way up my spine. And it was so intense, I literally had to stop what I was doing and just lay down and allow this energy to like whoosh, gush through my system. And it was like a rush, like a fucking waterfall. It wasn't like, I wasn't imagining little tingles. This was very obvious and very scary. But I also had the knowing to just let go. So anyway, you can feel this from a whole different, you might just feel a little tingling, or you can feel, as I experienced, and again, even though I experienced it quite intensely, it was nothing to worry about really. It was only my misunderstanding of what was happening. And once I understood, everything was right as rain for me. So I like to make these videos, I gave you 7 signs about if your third eye is opening, but more essentially, what does it mean? What is the implications of your third eye opening? If your third eye is opening, that means you are awakening. You are awakening to your divine, true core nature. And by doing that, you have the potential to change your life in ways that you might not even be able to imagine. You can literally start to live your dreams. You can start to kind of slip through your physical life and experience in such a smooth and effortless and synchronistic way that you will be just astounded at how magical life is and has always been. You are just not quite aware of it. And that's kind of the metaphor of your third eye opening. Your spiritual awareness is opening. Your perception is expanding. And this is very thrilling and exciting and a very beautiful and grand thing to be going through. And you should feel very grateful and fortunate. Even though it's going to be challenging, the price is worth it. So congratulations, guys. If you are even watching a video like this, chances are your third eye is opening, or at least you want it to open, and therefore will find a way to open it, thus facilitating and opening yourself up to the spiritual awakening, the spiritual enlightenment process, which this planet needs people like you to be doing this for themselves, because others don't know what to do with these new energies that are coming into the planet. And the more awakened souls we can have being shining examples, the more likely that more and more other regular normal people, non-spiritual people, if you want to call them that, will start to also wake up. So good luck, guys. I had a blast making this video. Again, you can check out the blog article below, and I will speak to you next time. Peace.